I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Oh dear. This shoe feels more like a sort of... Woo, that was a bit of a tongue twister. Welcome back folks, and welcome back to another first run, first impressions video here at the channel. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. It's great to have you along, and in today's video we are taking a look at a new neutral road running shoe from New Balance that's been getting lots of great reviews and lots of super positive feedback, and it is the FuelCell Rebel V2. First thing I'm noticing is I can't believe how light this shoe is. I can't believe how stripped back and sort of transparent the upper is. And lastly, I can't believe how soft this FuelCell compound is in the midsole. Personally, this feels more like a sort of stripped back racer to me than a daily training shoe. I must apologise, we are a little bit late to the Rebel V2 party, but I really couldn't allow this shoe to pass without testing it, especially with all the positivity surrounding it. Also, back in the early days of the channel, I tested out the FuelCell 890 V8, and I actually really enjoyed running in that shoe, and I liked the way this FuelCell compound felt underfoot. So before we take the shoe out for the first run, let's give you guys a few facts and figures on the FuelCell Rebel V2. It retails in the UK for £120, but I picked this pair up for the bargain price of £95. It runs off a 6mm offset on the heel, and it weighs in a ridiculously light 221 grams in a men's UK 9.5. I mean, come on, that's racing shoe weight. Starting with the super lightweight engineered mesh upper, and it's constructed using a jackered knit base layer with a trace fibre reinforcement worked into the midfoot through to the rear of the shoe. The upper really is crazy lightweight and pretty transparent. I mean, I can literally see right through the upper of the shoe. This allows the upper to sort of regulate internal temperature by allowing cool air to pass through the shoe, stopping any heat build-up within the upper. You get a bit of structure in the heel cup of the shoe and a little bit of padding in the tongue, although it is quite thin in design. And that tongue isn't gusseted in the shoe either, like a lot of running shoes nowadays. So it'll be interesting to see how that holds up and performs. We've also got some structural overlays around the back end of the shoe and around the eyelets where the laces go through, just for a bit of added structure and durability. All in all, it is a very simply designed and lightweight upper construction. Moving down to the very interesting midsole and outsole of the Rebel V2. And again, like I said before, the first thing you notice is how soft, how super soft this midsole compound is. I don't know whether you can pick that up on the camera, but if I show you that and I squeeze it, you can see that is one soft compound in a running shoe. New Balance also claimed that this version of their nitrogen-infused midsole cushioning is the highest rebound FuelCell performance compound currently on the market. Like a lot of the FuelCell running shoes in the New Balance range, the Rebel V2 has quite an unusual midsole shape to it. This was something that I liked again on the 890 V8 when I tested and reviewed it at the channel. When I run, I tend to sort of strike on the outside of a midfoot, and then I rotate down to get through to toe off. And this shape of midsole seems to really help with that type of foot strike. So the shoe is slightly rolled up on the lateral edge of that midsole. So as I load through on that midfoot, it seems to really help me work through to sort of transition to toe off in my running motion. Even though the shoe has been designed to be super lightweight and stripped back, it's great to see you pretty much get a full-blown rubber outsole. This is normally the first thing always to go when the brands are trying to strip weight out of running shoes, because blown rubber is quite a heavy compound. So we've got this endurance, and that's endurance, not endurance. Very clever, New Balance. I can see what you're doing there. Outsole on the shoe for enhanced durability in the high wear areas and superior traction. So that all translates over to an extended lifetime of the shoe and long-lasting performance. So there you have it, guys. A few facts and figures and a bit of info about the construction of this uber-light daily training shoe from New Balance. But I'm itching to run in the shoe, so let's get them laced up, let's get out in the beautiful Cornish sunshine and let's take them for a spin. It is definitely a warm one out here today, but beautiful weather. I think it's about 26 degrees and I'm feeling pretty warm, but we're a mile and a half into the run. So far, so good. Everything I kind of thought this shoe was going to be. So super lightweight, it fits my foot like a glove. So very similar fit to the 890 V8 that I really enjoyed running in. And as far as that fuel cell compound in that midsole, I thought it was going to feel pretty squishy, pretty bouncy. It really does. It doesn't feel like any fuel cell compound I've ever run on before. So really feels like it's returning a high level of energy as you're running along. We've only done steady miles so far, about 750-minute miling. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes as we push on and up the tempo. We've got other things to discuss on the run today, not just this new shoe from New Balance. Something else very excited turned up at Run4Adventure this morning, and we want to show you guys what it is, and I just wanted to have a bit of a play with it as well. So we're going to be doing about 7 to 8 miles today to get some good miles in to give us a good idea how this shoe is going to feel to run in. So we're going to crack on and we'll give you some updates along the way. Wow, I can totally see why people are raving about this shoe now. We're 3.5 miles in. I just came down a hill to the estuary here in Hale, and I picked up the tempo, sort of 6:30, 6:40-minute miling, and this shoe felt super good underfoot. It felt really quick, and dare I say it, the energy return from this fuel cell compound felt very similar to Saucony's Power Run PB compound. I never thought I'd say that about a shoe. So first impressions are going really well. Like I said, we're 3.5 miles in. We're going to keep picking up the tempo, push the shoe on. I know it's a daily trainer, but it really does feel like it's more than that. It feels like it's one of them super shoes, you know, and I think it really could cross over to every aspect of your running. Loving the run so far, loving the weather, even though it's a bit warm, but we're going to crack on, and again, we'll give you another update in a few miles, let you know how the upper's feeling, how the fit's feeling, and how the shoe's performing. But so far, it is a big thumbs up from me. So we just diverted off the run route to get away from the traffic where it's a bit quieter, because we want to show you the other exciting thing that we got sent this morning. So the friendly folk of Insta360 got in touch with the channel and asked if we'd like to test and review their new Go2 mini action camera. I mean, come on, how small is that? It's so cute and tiny. Believe it or not, this camera has got a lot of the same features as the GoPro 9 that I'm filming on now. So it weighs 27 grams, believe it or not. It will shoot at 1440p at 50 frames a second. It's got a slow motion mode where it will film at 120 frames a second. It's waterproof up to 4 meters, and it's also got a hyperlapse feature. It comes with its own little small charging case, which again, you open up, the camera just slots into that case and it will charge while you're on the move. But also this case doubles up as a remote control, so you can set the camera up somewhere and then control it by this case as a remote control. How cool is that? But also another great little feature from the camera is it comes with a magnetic plate, and you can literally clip it onto your clothing and wear it like that. I mean, how cool a feature is that? I can't wait to do lots of filming with this camera, to test out the quality, to see how it matches up to the Hero 9 that I'm using at the moment from GoPro. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it fired up. It also came with an Insta360 invisible selfie stick. Yeah, so basically I'm going to attach it to this, and you shouldn't see me holding that selfie stick. So like I said, we're going to get it fired up and we're going to cut over to the Insta360 GO 2 and see how it performs. So with a bit of luck, I should be filming on the Insta360 GO 2 mini action camera now. So I don't know how it's looking, I don't know how it's sounding. Fingers crossed you can actually see and hear me, because obviously it's so tiny it doesn't have like a forward facing screen where I can line myself up in shot. At the moment I am shooting in pro video mode, so this should mean that the footage is pretty stable. I don't know how that looks, but I'm going to find out once I start to edit the footage. Hopefully we've got some, and it also should make the audio better if it's windy. I mean, it's a nice still day today, but that would be a great feature if it works. So this is the GoPro that I normally film on. You can see I've got the media mod on it, so it comes with that external shotgun microphone with a wind diffuser on it, which was a game changer to me. It makes the audio amazing. So like I was saying, it'll be interesting to see how well this audio matches up on the GO 2 from Insta360. Obviously it's going to be hard to compare it to the GoPro because I've got that media mod on, but it'll be really interesting to hear how it sounds. So the next part of the video we're going to shoot all on the GO 2 camera. We'll do a bit to camera, we'll film some of the B-rolls as we run past the camera as well, and we'll just see how it performs. So hopefully we're going to have some footage for the video. But let's get back out on the route and let's get running. So that whole little section of B-roll was filmed on the Insta360 GO 2 camera. Hope it looked good, but this run is just getting better and better the further we go. So we've just ticked over 5 miles. Shoe is feeling great. When it comes to the upper, I was worried about that thin tongue. Super comfortable, shouldn't have worried about it. And I was worried about the fact it wasn't gusseted. Again, I shouldn't have been. New Balance really have got the uppers nailed when it comes to their fuel cell range, and it fits my foot so well connected around that midfoot. In fact, I can hardly feel I've got an upper on my foot. Loving the run so far today. We've got about another 3 miles to go. First reason I'm loving it is because this New Balance shoe is feeling so good to run in straight out the box. 2, we've got this beautiful blue sky day down in Cornwall, and 3, I'm getting to play with the new toy, the new GO 2 from Insta360. Really hope we got some good footage to show you with the camera. Really hope you can see some footage and hear the audio. We won't know until we get home and start editing the footage. But right now, I'm going to switch back to the camera I know really well, the GoPro Hero 9, as we head home and finish our run. Right, that is it. So 7.5 miles in, we've got about half a mile to go to home, so 8 miles in total. What an enjoyable first outing it has been in the New Balance FuelCell Rebel V2. I've enjoyed every step of it, so we've got lots of positive things to discuss back at the flat. I'm pretty warm, it's pretty hot still out here, and it's what, 6:30 in the evening, so I think it's time for a nice cool shower, and then we'll give you a few more details about how I felt about my first experience in the Rebel V2. We'll see you back at the flat. So feeling a bit cooler now after my shower. It was definitely pretty toasty out there on the run, but you'll never hear me complaining about bright blue, sunny skies and hot weather, that's for sure. But a really successful run out there this evening. Really enjoyed the time spent in the new FuelCell Rebel V2. The shoe felt really good considering it was the first run straight out the box, and we got to play with a new bit of tech on the channel, this tiny little GO 2 action camera from Insta360. Even better, we actually managed to capture some pretty good content. As you can see in the video, it came out nice and clear, and you could actually hear what I was saying. So definitely a win-win on every front. So you can probably tell by now from all the positive comments we had while we were out running in the Rebel V2 that I think this is going to be a standout shoe for me. Obviously, I'm not getting too excited. We've only done 8 miles in the shoe, but you can get a really good idea of how a shoe's going to perform, how a shoe's going to fit and feel when running that kind of distance. The only thing I will say quickly is this shoe definitely sizes up a bit snug, like a lot of New Balance shoes, and I've kind of learnt this the hard way over the years. Back earlier when we ran in the 890 V8, I ordered a UK 9.5, my normal size in most of my running shoes, and that definitely sized up small, and I actually ended up with some pretty sore toes on some of the longer runs I did. So with that knowledge, I ordered a UK 10 in the Rebel V2, and it actually fits really well in a UK 10. So if you're going to get a pair, I would definitely recommend going up at least half a size. Apart from that, nothing but positives to report back to you guys at home. Lovely upper. I mean, it feels really comfortable wrapped around my foot. Just the right level of padding in that tongue, just the right level of padding around that heel and ankle collar. And then we come down to this pretty special midsole, and it really did feel like it was returning high levels of energy as I was bouncing along the tarmac. I have to agree with New Balance's claims that this is the highest level of energy returning fuel cell compound they've used to date. And then again, that midsole shape of the fuel cell shoes just working so well for my running gait. So where it's rolled up on the lateral edge, it just feels so efficient as I was moving along in slower or quicker tempos. With the upper being so lightweight and stripped back, it's going to be really interesting to see how it holds up to mileage. Obviously, with this being classed as a daily trainer, we really want them shoes to soak up all them high miles and be super durable. And if I'm honest, this is constructed more like a racing shoe, but we're definitely going to find out, because I can see myself spending a lot of time in this shoe, having enjoyed that first experience so much. So once we got those miles into the shoe, we'll be back with a full in-depth review on the Rebel V2. I just want to give a massive shout out to all the viewers that recommended that I got a pair of these to test and review at the channel. I think it would have been a bit of a travesty if I hadn't have tried running in the Rebel V2 and I'd have missed out. So thanks very much for that, guys. I've left links below, so if you want to find out any more information about the shoe or about New Balance as a running brand, please feel free to do so. Also, I really hope you liked seeing a new bit of shiny tech on the channel, something a little bit different from running shoes or running kit. When we got sent the camera, I really wasn't sure what to make of it, having been a big fan of the GoPro cameras over the years, and I just thought, with it being so tiny, can it really deliver a good enough quality image, and what would the audio be like? So when I got home, uploaded the footage, I couldn't quite believe the quality of the image and the audio. The audio sounded great for such a small camera. I love the size. I love how you get the little case and literally snap it in the case, fold it up, stuff it in your pocket. How handy is that when you're on the move, traveling, doing races? I think it'll make a great backup camera when we're racing, just in case other cameras fail. I forgot to mention as well, not only is this little case a safety case and a charging case and a remote, but it also doubles up as a little tripod. Super simple, little legs come out, and then you can just sit it down and film like a tripod. I filmed this way when we did the little bits of B-roll in the video. So handy, so simple, so practical. We're going to be getting a lot of use out of this camera over the coming months. We're going to be doing a lot more filming with the camera, and we're going to be diving into all the features. And believe me, this camera comes with some great features built in, even though it is so tiny. Also, you can do some really cool stuff with the Insta360 editing software that you get with the camera. And then we're going to come back and we'll give you a more full in-depth review of this tiny action camera and give you guys a lot more information. But very much like the shoes, first impressions are really good. Just before we go, I've had a few emails and a few messages about Run4Adventure technical apparel and have we got any stock left. Unfortunately, it was all pre-order, but I did order a little bit in of stock just in case you guys didn't get an order in. So we've got technical tees and technical vests in men's and women's sizes, but they are super limited. And when I mean limited, I mean single figures. So if you want to get hold of some of the coolest running apparel in town, get on the website, get in the merch store and get in the mix, guys. It's a great way of supporting the channel, but they won't be around long. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed the video, guys, to like and share the video and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you back here really, really soon. And as always, stay safe and keep on running.